Hi, you guys, it's me, Jenny, and today I am going to do my review of what it was like. Well, actually, I still tutor on Fiverr, but I'm going to do my review of my experience on Fiverr and how I think they can improve. So, if you don't know this about me, I am tutor and I've been tutor for English, business intro, and political science. Okay, those are the three that I tutor, but mainly people always come to me for their dear struggle for their life, which is writing. I don't know why everybody struggles with writing, and they are always coming to me for research papers, MLA, Chicago style. I love that Chicago style struggle. I enjoy a struggle. I know it sounds weird, but I really love the becoming of a paper. I always say the papers write themselves because when you sit down to write that paper, you don't know where it's going. And by the end, you're like, I can't even believe I got here. But, anyways, my review of Fiverr. First of all, there was a lot, and there is a lot of spam on there, and a lot of people trying to get you to give them tutoring for free. That is the most annoying part. I think that I have a client, and then it turns out that you go check your orders and they've given you some false order number. The other thing is, they were always trying to get me to give them my credit card information, not Fiverr, but the actual customers. Second was that they were always trying to get me to click on these links. Um, that took me to these landing pages, and on that landing page it would try to get me to give them my personal information, like my email address, or it would try to get me to give them my my financial information, and I was like, what is this? And you have to block those kinds of people that do that, and before you know it, you're just not even sure which ones are real and which ones are not real, so you always have to go check. And then when you get an order, um the order comes like to your email, so you have to constantly be on the website and be checking things. It doesn't come to your phone. There's like not a way for the person to just call you to your phone, or to create some sort of like a Google um, phone number for them to just call you and have like a session where you could talk to them on the phone. And you have to do it through Zoom, and a lot of people, or not Zoom, like whatever they've got on there, and a lot of people don't know how to use this. And the user friendliness, I think, is not geared towards the fact that not all of your target market and demographic is going to be young people that know how to use these things, or even just people who are very tech savvy. So you have a lot of people who are struggling just to get on there and figure out how to use it. So that was a part of it that I think needed some improvement. Now, why you should switch to in person? I really think that if they did like a rates, if they invested in some type of like rates system, if Fiverr did this, they would make their business so much better, um, and be able to get the real estate to spread out very quickly, and have basically real estate maybe throughout the whole country, or maybe even throughout everywhere, everywhere in the world, if they did this. Because they need to do in person, and I truly think that they just need to do like a homework drop-in room, which is something that colleges have. And I was kind of thinking that maybe they would do it in the future, but as time and years have gone on, they don't really have any in person locations, which I think that they should really gear towards there, because I think that's really going to be where their money is going to be at, and the best way to serve the community. So, Um, why they should switch to in-person drop-in tutoring rooms would be a plus, and do a subscription, um, or they can do a 3 month or 4 month one-time payment to use in the in-person services for basically like a semester. Somebody buys some services from them, can come in, drop in, where there's tutors there, and then the tutors can serve people, and then from there you can have each person who comes have like a certain number or ID number that the company would assign to that person, and then from there you can say like, I worked with this person, and have some kind of way that it could get confirmed through the app, where you can confirm that you worked with that person. But since it's a subscription based at that point, or if either this person paid a one-time payment, they're going to have access to more than one tutor. So you can have a team of people actually helping somebody and develop them to learn, uh, and help them, to truly understand something. So if they have a certain kind of formulas, or certain kind of math, or whatever they're using, you might have more people there who can actually assist them with this. Okay. um, Rates are real estate investment trust. In simple term, what is a rate? So basically a rate is basically this little thing that you just, um, you can even put in $25, $10, or whatever, and they'll return to you every month. They pay you out based on the profit that they make. But let me just read what's on my screen here. Rates, real estate investment trust. In simple terms, what is a rate? A real estate investment trust rate is a company that owns, operates, and finances income producing real estate. Think of it as a way for everybody, to invest in something. So the investors put money into a big real estate projects, like shopping malls, offices, buildings, apartments, or warehouses, without having to buy the property themselves. Okay, this is how it works. Let me tell you. It's basically a trust. They create this trust. And in this trust, everybody invest a certain amount of money, and then you get, say, a mall, or not a mall because they're going out of business. Malls are becoming obsolete. Plaza. Get a plaza. In this plaza, you have all of these businesses get together to draw in customers. Okay? So because you have all these businesses wanting to be around other businesses, so that this brings up the amount of opportunity that they're going to have to capture a sale, they're willing to do this. They're willing to pay a rent at these locations. They take the rent, and you basically are going to get paid way more back into the rent than, whatever it cost you to finance that building or whatever. So you'll be able to pay that building off very quickly, and then you'll be able to pay the people who loaned you the money, which can be everyday consumers. And there's events for these things. I haven't found any around here that are actually like doable, because a lot of places want a lot of money. But there's basically like a little amount of money that you put into something, and you help basically a business to do this, basically to buy their own real estate. Okay, so they basically buy these shares of rate, just like stocks. The rate pulls that money, and investments, um, of real estate. By law, rates must return at least 90% of their taxable income to shareholders as dividends. Investors then earn money mainly through these dividends, and some of the rates, they expire. So it'll be like a 1 year. For 1 year, say you put in $10 into this rate. We're just doing a hypothetical here. um, Say you put in $10 into this rate, and then there's like you're gonna have to fill out something, right? And in this contract it says we will return these $10 to you every single month for a year, right? So for 12 months you're getting $10 back, and you only put in $10 one time. After the 10 years, they stop paying you out, but they continue to collect rents on their investment. So everybody wins. Everybody wins in this situation. So that's why I'm saying that Fiverr should like think about doing something like this. And that's my review about this. There's the cons, there's the positives. The cons is that the dividends are taxed as regular income, not always favorable, sensitive to interest rates. When rates rise, rates prices can drop, uh, can be less stable, and downs like hotels during COVID and so on. So basically there's a time for everything, but if you figure out when the economy is doing better, I think they should do this, because I really think that they need to go in person. They would help people more. And my experience with it was that it was very um I don't know, it just needs development. It just needs development, because it was very hard to know when you had an order unless you're just right on top of it, or you're checking the whole time, checking your email, checking the website the whole time. So you're just like glued to your screen, just waiting for a customer to come. Which it feels like at the same time can be a little bit of a time waster. If you go on there to tutor people, you're kind of just waiting and hoping someone comes along. So that's my only complaint about it in that sense. Oh, yes, my other complaint about it was that I really wanted to be able to customize how many orders I could get. And what I found, I think it lets you cap out at like 15 or something like that. Um I wanted to do even like less than that, because some when you have to help somebody with writing, that takes a long time. So I was trying to do more like after 5, I wanted to stop coming through. And then once I finish with those 5, once I'm completely finished with those 5, not just like, oh, you finished and now you have 4, and now it's going to like add another person. I want to do like, once I finish with those 5, uh, then I'll open it up to have customers again. But it doesn't let you that, or maybe I just don't know how to do it. I don't know. Um, so what I had to do was I had to add the gig. So you place the gig up. Then after you basically have a person join the gig, you're gonna go and pause the gig. So maybe 5 people come in. You're gonna go pause the gig, and then after that, you're going to um, go finish your gigs, and that way you don't end up disappointing anybody or anything like that. So you can go pause the gig, then finish all the work, then come back and unpause the gig basically. And then the other thing that I wanted to say about this is that they do take a percentage. So you're getting a percent, and they're getting a percent because they're putting the platform for you. But I really think that they should move toward in person. I really wish that they would move toward in person. In person is just so much better, because people just come and drop in, and if you have to do something online and you're not getting it, you can always redirect them to somebody that you know, like someone you know in person, that you know has dealt with that kind of formula, that kind of subject, that kind of whatever they're doing. Okay? So for that reason, that's um my review about Fiverr. They are a pretty good company, but orders can come pretty quick. The only thing is that some of those orders you will have to vet yourself. because not everybody who's telling you they have an order has an order. Even if you get a message to your email, and this is the other thing, it'll send you like so and so messaged you. So now you're getting the message to your email, and unless you have the ability to critically think, and this really comes from um, writing. I think writing really teaches you to critically think. Um, unless you have the ability to critically think, you're gonna just think, "Oh, I have this email and it's coming from the company that I'm doing this work for." And you're gonna be like, "Oh, they're probably gonna, um, pay me or whatever." And you're gonna think that this is a real customer because you just got the message from the company that you're actually working for. Or, well, you're not working for them because you're technically a freelancer. Um, but yes, so for this reason, I just found and felt like the interface can be a little bit difficult or not that intuitive, or if it comes with a message and that says so and so messaged you on Fiverr, it should say order has not been placed or something like that, just so that I know if this is a scammer. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and take care of yourselves.